Yeah, as chiefs, we are the spokesperson for the people. The people demanded the body, that the body should be brought. Their senior brother, their uncle, their grandfather, they wanted to see the body back at home. So when they learned that their chiefs were not well treated, they were not invited, they also decided not to organize anything, waiting for instruction from their chiefs. In fact, till this afternoon, when the corpse, the coffin, entered Bama camp, some of us were still hoping that the body would be brought to Anloga, but it didn't happen. So now that it didn't happen, we know that he was buried in Accra. And Anlo State is one of the oldest states in Ghana. And nothing new happens in Anlo. Whatever we see happening happened before. There were times when our chiefs went to war and they were captured and were taken away. We don't know whether they were killed or they were sold into slavery. I performed funeral for them. There were times they went to fishing and they got drowned, and nobody saw their dead bodies, but I performed funeral for them. Some were burnt into ashes. So there is a particular funeral designed for such events. And so now that our son, our chief, had been buried in Accra, we have every cause to organize the funeral for him, the traditional, Anglo traditional funeral reserved for such instances. So I'm very sure that the Traditional Council will give us a date and a place for his final funeral rites. Now if you pass through from Anyangwira to Aflawu, nothing was happening. And today is market day too. If we're consulted, you have informed them that today's market day, Kita and Angloga market day, and you cannot organize any proper funeral on those days. Because not to be bad, if you mount giant screens in selected places where drumming and dancing will be going on with the event taking place at the Independence Square. Nothing will prevent that. But because of the way they slighted their chiefs, the way they slighted their traditional authority, their Anglo state, the youth are also peeved, because they all felt that they were not given their right place of honor. How can Anglo man be buried for adowa? Adowa. Adowa is not an Anglo dance. If he was an Akan chief, it makes sense to me. If you have seen Atrikpi, if you have seen Jogbo, you have seen Bobobo, those were the drums you used to bury our chiefs. So that is why you have to organize another traditional effort to pacify his soul. I don't think you'll be very happy being sent off with adowa or kete. You have loved being sent home with baza or bobobo or atriki or gahu. Those are our typical dances. So if you don't pacify his spirit, we fear the repercussions.